my sickness was going to kill me. So, I took her body from her. I lived on in her body. That's fine, right? Because we're friends. Hey guys, Lu here. Yep, that's right, I'm tackling The Witch's House. Now, I originally wanted to do a game review of it, but honestly, the game really boils down to puzzle solving and dying like a lot in your first blind playthrough. Anyway, so I thought I'd tackle something not many people know when it comes to The Witch's House, the true story. I can't even tell you how many times people are still confused by it and want to know the full story, but just don't really know. There was a light novel adaptation, later adapted into a manga by the way, written by the game creator, and so I thought I'd be using that along with the game of The Witch's House itself and tell you the true story of The Witch's House. It's that spooky time of month as well, so think of it as a sort of Halloween campfire story, I guess. Let's do this, my dudes. My mother and father abandoned me, so Our story starts with Ellen, a girl born with a very strange disease. Now, I'm not quite sure what the disease is, as the manga and light novel never go into detail on what exactly this disease is, but my assumption is that it has something to do with her skin, like bleeding a lot or something. I know she bleeds a lot, so... Ellen's parents were very poor and couldn't really afford to take care of a sickly child, but I'm assuming they tried. Her mother once took a sickly baby Ellen to a fortune teller from how desperate she was, only to be told that her daughter would be met with misery for hundreds of years due to some curse. They never explained the curse, but I boil it down to somebody fucking up. Likely from her disease, Ellen's father refuses to look or even speak to her and only really pays attention to Ellen's mother. And it's kinda hard to tell given the manga and light novel's perspective is of a child, but I'm guessing he assaults her mother? Overall, her father is an asshole and probably deserves a punch in the face already. Ellen's mother honestly isn't any better, as she puts on a happy face for her child but deep down can't stand her and seems to be irritated that she has to take care of a sickly child. You know, strange stuff happens to foreshadow shit, and soon a cat Ellen saw out her window dies, so she tries to bury it. Ellen is always told not to go outside because, well, she's a sickly bleeding kid and will probably get the whole town killed given the time period. When Ellen comes home, she sees her mother looks upset that Ellen went outside, and so she tries to clarify herself, but her mother puts on this fake happiness again. Her mother then disappears shortly after, leaving Ellen alone because her douchebag dad isn't gonna do anything after all. One night, her mother returns home only to be seen in fancy clothing and glass slippers as said in the book, and tells Ellen that she's never coming back while showing secret looks of hatred. Ellen pretty much snaps that her only support is going to abandon her and brutally stabs her mother to death.
28 stab wounds.
Her father comes in and Ellen kinda loses it again because again he refuses to acknowledge that his daughter exists, and so she stabs him too. Let's just say Ellen gets really stab happy that night and her parents receive more stab wounds than CL Phantom Hive. Too soon? The black cat Ellen thought died returns and thanks her for the meal. Ellen's confused as fuck and asks what he's talking about, and the cat announces it's a demon. Similar to Madoka Magica, demons in this universe need a witch to feed on souls. Basically, the witch has to kill someone for the demon to eat it, and in return, the demon gives said witch magic powers. Ellen makes a deal with the cat that she wants to be cured of her disease and loved in exchange for a fuck ton of souls. Ellen wakes up in a strange house in the woods and looks completely better, and is basically told that her own magic and the previous witch's magic will keep her young and, well, looking normal until she finds a cure. Over time, Ellen learns to lure people in and they all become the multiple causes of death that will happen in the witch's house. Even the trapdoor that squishes you. I'll explain exactly why these are important in a bit, just bear with me. Despite the plan going along smoothly, Ellen's magic is going out after hundreds of years because her disease is getting so strong that her magic is having a hard time holding it at bay. The cat does say one thing will for sure put her out of her misery and hands her a cute little bottle. It's unknown exactly what the bottle is, but Ellen says it smells like her mother's baking or perfume or something like that. So I'm guessing what kills a witch is deep sorrow and regret, or something like that. Anyway, as Ellen's dying and just kinda trying to buy time, a girl arrives who's quite pretty and older than Ellen. This girl is Viola, and well, let's just say Viola...
You done goofed.
Then a cute girl came to play. A cute girl with golden braids. Viola is a girl from an unknown village nearby the witch's house. The village always warns children to stay far away from the woods because apparently a witch lives in the woods and kidnaps children. Though being 14, Viola just thinks she'll actually fucking live. Viola has the life Ellen always wanted. It's unknown what happened to Viola's mother, but it's kind of presumed she died when she was really young. Either way, she lives alone with her father in a tiny village, and he's just kind of your classic overprotective single parent who's just wants the best for his daughter. Considering Viola has the life Ellen always wanted, which I guess that includes a dead mom, she uses the cat to call Viola to her house in the woods. She meets Viola and uses her weak magic in the house to make herself look sickly to immediately earn Viola's trust as a potential friend. You see, at the same time Viola arrived, Ellen was finally taught the spell that would finally cure her, a body switching spell. The spell only works when you have the other user's consent, so that way you can't just willy-nilly switch bodies all the time. And so Ellen decides to trick Viola into earning her trust so the two can switch bodies. Everything falls into place with Ellen tricking Viola into thinking the entire village knows exactly who she is and all despise her, and Viola believes Ellen. I mean, you'd trust a sickly kid, wouldn't you? Anyway, she immediately feels a motherly love for Ellen and just wants what's best for her. After an argument with her father, Viola runs off into the woods to meet with Ellen as she tells her that she's going to die soon. Meanwhile, Ellen chops off her legs, gouges out her eyes, all so that Viola won't be able to run away in Ellen's body or see where she's going. Using magic, I guess, to clean up off the blood, and covers her hollow eyes with bandages, Viola immediately agrees to a body switching spell. However, Ellen lies to her and tells her that it was just for a day. Viola wakes up in Ellen's body and is in complete agony. The pain in Ellen's body was something she had grown used to over hundreds of years, but the immediate pain made her pass out. When she wakes up, Ellen is in Viola's body and is overjoyed to have a healthy body at last. However, Viola's calling out how pained she is, so Ellen gives her one last fuck you, acid to burn her throat so she can't speak, therefore can't call out for help. So now Viola can't speak, run away, or even see anything. Ellen laughs and explains to Viola that she's gonna keep using her body forever and just runs off. On the plus side, Ellen can't use magic now that she's switched bodies, so all her magic is in her old body, so she can't pull this shit again. Though it's unknown if demons in this universe can redo contracts again. Anyway, Ellen tries to leave the mansion but is halted by Viola's wrath and desire to protect her father from Ellen, as she's terrified that she's just gonna repeat herself and kill her father if he doesn't automatically love Ellen. Using the remaining magic in Ellen's body, she traps her in Ellen's house. Her plan is to find a way to get their bodies to switch back, but Viola's kinda stupid already and doesn't understand she can't undo it. Ellen wakes up to see her path is blocked by roses, which I forgot to mention that roses are basically the witch's heart, and causing harm to these roses is difficult and destroys the magic of the witch. She's going to put Viola out of her misery and get the cute little bottle she hid in the medicine cabinet in order to clear her path, so that way she can, go home and stuff. Why isn't Ellen worried about the ghost inhabitants of the house? The house obeys the soul of the witch, so her house won't kill her. And, okay, that's the biggest bunch of shit Ellen said. Does she not realize her own fucking game is a bunch of trial and error? Then again, Ellen is a liar, so well... After all, it's my house. Yes? It wouldn't be killing me anytime soon. The story of the game is essentially Ellen going throughout the house in her path to get the bottle. She kills a frog and severs a teddy bear, but other than that, it's a quiet journey from the first floor to the medicine room. However, it's quiet unless you play the game yourself. You see, in the game, you die a lot. Why is that? For every person Ellen killed in her strangely unique ways, their spirits remain in the house as a sort of leftover from the cat eating their souls. From this, the spirits of those Ellen killed are vengeful, and for every method you die in the witch's house, that was someone Ellen killed in trying to feed the cat. Are the deaths canon? I don't think so, especially when the 100% true ending for the game is to play without saving, and to get the regular true ending, which is to grab Ellen's knife from the first floor little closet thing, so I really doubt dying is canonical to the story. Anyway, back to the true end. Ellen destroys the roses, which destroys Viola's leftover magic in Ellen's body and causes Viola to finally approach Ellen one last time in this sickly body. She tries to demand for her body back despite her vocal cords destroyed from the acid, but basically, Ellen tells her to fuck off to sum up the conversation. Suddenly, Viola's father shows up and, Let me guess. You think he shows up and saves Viola cause he immediately recognizes his daughter, right? Oh dear viewers. Nope! He assumes Viola's a monster cause, well, she's missing her legs, covered in blood, gouged out her eyes, and making moaning sounds that I assume sound like The Grudge. Ellen in Viola's body pretends to be her and absolutely terrified, so he shoots Viola to death and leaves with Ellen, completely not knowing he just killed his own daughter while the girl who he thinks is his daughter will kill him if he doesn't love her enough. The cat shows up one last time to eat Viola's soul, and the end, I think. I've heard rumors about the ending scene being constructed as the cat making a contract with Viola now, but honestly I think it's more clear that he ate her as, you know, her body has no magic left, so yeah, she's dead and done, my dudes. Yep, for once in a horror game, the villain wins. Even if you don't get the true ending for the witch's house, the story for this game doesn't change, as Ellen still escapes to leave with Viola's father. Can't change the backstory of this game, folks. You know, I was surprised to see that the witch's house had such a deep yet complex story underneath this already frightening game. I mean, very subjective of course, but to me, the witch's house is a terrifying game, probably because of all the jump scares and chase scenes, but that's just me. I must say that I'm a little shocked to see that no one's thought about making an OVA for the witch's house, especially when indie JRPGs like Corpse Party get anime, you know? It's also kind of weird how quiet Fumi, the creator of the game, has been since making the game. I mean, don't get me wrong, she shared her art, like, on her website, but from my knowledge, she hasn't posted anything since, like, 2014. It's just weird in general how often there will be fantastic JRPGs out there, and yet you never hear from these fantastic developers again. Like, how are they doing? Do they go on to work for developing companies? We never know, and it's just so odd to me. Of course, recently some developers have come back to life, or at least revived the JRPG scene in some way. Recently, a company called Playism on Steam that made that one really disappointing Yumaniki remake you guys saw me do a Let's Play of a while back, has purchased a lot of popular indie horror games like Mad Father, The Crooked Man, and Angels of Death. You'd think they'd try to purchase the witch's house as a game to sell on Steam, right? Surprisingly, no. The same goes for Eve 2, which I know is way more popular than the witch's house. Even if the creator is a mystery who stopped contact with fans around 2014, let's keep the spirit of the witch alive, my dudes. With that, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you had a fun time watching this video. I know I had fun doing some extra voice acting in it to change it up. As always, let me know down below your thoughts and what you want to see next. Hope to see you next time. Bye!